majority of CASU students are people from poor people family. Most of them went to government school. Most of them went to school that their parents, yes, the government are trying, giving us free education, right from primary school up to secondary school, and it's a very thank you for that. But at higher institution, the fee is too much, to 100,000. We don't want a total reversal, but rather at least a 50% increment. Students at least, because at the rate of that 27,000, people cannot even afford it.
We were all afraid because we thought many of the students may have to drop out of the school because of the increment of the school fees. So when the news came to us, the school management advised us that we should meet the stakeholders.
I'm sure some of you have passed through secondary school and primary schools. There are primary schools in Kaduna that charge 100,000 naira. Yeah. There are secondary schools that charge 500,000 naira in Kaduna here. Yeah. And we expect that university education will cost 26,000 naira. It doesn't make sense. So for a long time we have been deceiving ourselves. The earlier we wake up and come to the realization that we need to do something about university education in the state and in the country as a whole is now. It's either we do this, we go this way, or we continue to deceive you. Why? Because there's no funding. No funding. So what we are doing is that we are trying, what we are paying now is less than 1/3 of what is required from the universities. Less than 1/3. So what we are doing is let's do something that we know we can measure up and continue to guarantee that if we get into CASU now as a year 1 student, you are definitely going to finish. If it's 4 years, you are going to finish in 4 years. If it's 5 years, you are going to finish in 5 years. If it's 6 years, like in the case of medicine, you are going to finish in 6 years. So that's what we are guaranteeing for you. So we are looking at the future. Don't look at the moment now. And there are so many soft landing that has been given by the government. You have scholarships that were given to the indigenous students, that the one you are referring to from the poor families. There are scholarships that we give to them. There are also loans. The world over, even President Obama went to university through loan. He was paying loan up to the time he became a senator. So there are so many avenues in which everybody will be able to pay school fees.
Okay, it is the equipment and the ability for you to learn, the libraries that need to be able to do that. All these things are not going to come freely or cheaply. So we can either decide if we want to stick to the lowest common denominator, right, and just get a basic university education, or to go cutting edge and be able to give you what you will be proud of and what we will all be proud of. Okay, so it is the burden is on you to go back and discuss with your colleagues and get them to see reason. As the SSG has said, if you're unable to do this, we are willing.
We are willing. We come and sit down with you.
To come and sit down with you, wear our jeans and t-shirt and spend the entire weekend on week to explain to you.
26,000 that was being paid by students. We did a calculation. We didn't just take this decision like that, but we did a calculation. And you won't believe that at the end of the year, whatever it is that you pay from that 26,000 is not able to pay your lecturers for good 3 months. It will not be enough. We spend minimally on CASU more than 5 billion. Government is not mad to just come out and take a decision like that. No. There are antecedents. And we have looked at those things. And the way we can stay afloat is to just make that small increase. So please, there are antecedents. We understand the pain. We are also pained. But sometimes some decisions are taken for the betterment of the generality of the people. We want you to go everywhere and be proud that you actually went to one of the best schools and not to be hiding your certificate, because there are some of us that are hiding their certificate. They don't even want to. They'll be asking you which school is that and from which state. You know, that kind of thing. But we want Kaduna State students, to hold their heads high wherever they might be, and be proud to represent Kaduna. Be proud because of the kind of education that they got, and simply because we all made that sacrifice for the greater good of everyone.
I'm happy that they've received us and they've listened to our grievance, which we submitted a letter, and we are going to get a response from them. This is all I can say for now.
So are you satisfied with their response so far?
I would say for now we have to wait for their response first. They have to put it into paper first. So for now we have to wait for their response first. But for now we are going to put a stop to everything because they said they've heard us and they've listened to us.